Welcome everyone to the town of Camelot. This is a special dream town. This is one of my towns, and I'm excited to show it off for all of you. We've got some clothes up at the top of the plaza, so we'll get dressed and then show you around. This town has a story to it. It's based off of Arthuriana, the Arthurian legends. King Arthur, Merlin, all that. And I put a lot of work in it. I've been working on this town since September 1st, 2013. And it's finally done. Finally. And I can't wait to show it around. Let's empty our pockets because I know I put a lot of presents around town. So up here you've got dress for a princess, or you've got clothes for a king. Whatever you want to dress up as to start off, but there are clothes throughout the rest of the town as well. So you start off here in the lake. The Lady of the Lake is a really important part of the Arthurian legend, and so this is where you start. And let's get exploring. Down here we have Mayor Morgana's house, Queen Morgana, Princess Morgana. I think she's actually a queen at this point, but the timeline's a little fuzzy. And here is Morgana. You are wonderful. So she's got a nice little entry room, a sitting room, where you can sit, hang out with that little kitty, and this is where she catches up on her mail, her correspondence, and everything. And you can have some of this precious afternoon tea. And then off of the main room, you have a number of bedrooms. And so this is the first bedroom. I think of this one as Morgana's actual bedroom. It's fairly simple, elegant, but still, simple and not over the top. Got some little pets. This is just where she comes and chills out after a long day being the queen. And the second bedroom, maybe a children's bedroom. You get lots of stuffed teddy bears. This is important for later on in the town. I'll explain all that, but she's got lots of stuffed teddy bears, lots of pink, and pictures of some of her friends in the town. Excuse me. I guess we can't go that way. Okay. And this is the over the top elegant princess room. And I've got pictures in here of her friends that have moved out. Don't worry, they're safe in some of my other towns. But these villagers were really important to Morgana, so the pictures remain in her bedroom. I've just got a mix of the princess and the ice set. I never see people mix them together, but I think they go really well. So we've got this ice lamp over here, we've got the table, this ice shelf. But while it's still largely the princess set. She's there greeting us. And up here we've got this nice relaxing spa bathroom. Playing music boxes. My favorite music box song. So we've got a nice little place to soak in a tub. And a couple of vanities and everything. So it's a nice relaxing spa room. And then down here we have memories of all her friends. These are all villagers who lived in Camelot and gave their pictures to Morgana before moving out. Well, a couple of them still live in the town, but most of them moved out, but they gave their pictures to her, and she just likes to remember her friends. If I do redo the interiors of the houses in this town way down the line, but you might notice none of the interiors have been updated since the Welcome Amiibo update. There are no items from Welcome Amiibo in these houses. Then this room will change, but I wanted to keep it for a while, just because I love all these villagers that I have pictures of. So that's Morgana's palace. If you're a wandering noble visiting the lands, you are welcome to stay in one of those bedrooms and visit Camelot. So down here, I just want to show a little of the beach. I'm not very good at decorating beaches. I am not. If you've seen my Dreamtown tours, you will see I always comment on the beaches and compliment everyone for how well of a job they do with the beaches, and this is the best I can do. I'm not good at beaches. So, Morgana's nearest neighbor, Julian. Here he is in his house. Apparently, this other mayor of mine has never met Julian. Interesting. But I redecorated all the villager houses pretty much in Camelot. As a lot of you know, I like to redecorate villagers' houses. This was all done before I could hack. So there are some of the houses are hacked, redecorated, but a lot of them are just redecorated hand by painstaking hand. And I saw Julian's house first day he moved in, and I thought this wallpaper, I know it's the stars, but I thought it would look really well as snowflakes falling. So I redecorated with the ice set. So I never changed this table. A slight oversight on me. I mean, there's no small ice table, but I could have changed it for something. Just thinking out loud. But yeah, so he has the ice set to go with the snow theme. And then to the side of Julian, here's Stonehenge. It's a bit of a magical nook. As you can tell, it's got perfect trees all around it because it's just this little pocket where the magic is overflowing. We've got another present. I love putting presents out for dreamers. So there's plenty of those. It's fireworks. Yeah, this This little circle around Stonehenge is one of my favorite areas of the town. It's still very simple, but it's like one of those like little magical fairy areas. Speaking of fairies, there's one right now. And I guess we'll go this way. We'll go this way. Don't step in the fairy circle. But you can come and get another present. And then more presents here. This bench has been here. Well, it used to be a yellow bench, and it used to be on this square. But it's been here since like the very, very early days of Camelot. And villagers sit on it quite often, so I could never move it. I could never move it. And then up here we have, I love this pond. I love what I did with this pond. It's just like this little tiny area where the roads go around it. But I love this pond just so much. Up here we've got retail. We've got the police station, which we've got a little decorations going on in here. I couldn't do too much with the theme of Camelot, but I tried to put some like gemstones, some crystals used in magic and everything, and some magic mushrooms and some bones and everything for all your spellcasting needs. For potions and everything. And then down here we've got town hall with a little moat and a walkway. And then over here, this pond. This is my other pond. Camelot didn't naturally have a second pond. It only had the retail pond. And for years I had water paths down here to make like a fake second pond, and I had this all like this, like the bushes lining the pond and everything, but I didn't have an actual pond. And then I gained the ability to hack my game and finally was able to put in an actual pond. So you can come over here, you can read a book, and there's also a balloon. And there's Kiki. Hi. Abracadabra. She's in super hostess mode. What do you say? Merlin's house is pretty amazing. Okay. So I do have 4 residents in this town. And I'll show you all of those rooms. But so all of the villagers were handpicked to the theme of the town. So Kiki, obviously a black cat, a witch's familiar. We'll hopefully get to go in her house later. And here we've got Tia and Drago's houses that we will go in as well. But first we're gonna pop over here. We've got a cute little picnic spot, and then the campsite. The campsite is so simple and understated, with just a little bit of flowers decorating it, and I love the campsite. It's just like, it's a little different from the rest of the town in that it's not covered in flowers, but I think that's what makes it wonderful. I just find it so calming. So here's Tia's house. And her house hasn't been changed that much. It's got like an elegant upgrade. The town of your dreams. So, oh, she has a recently redecorated house, so she does have some welcome amiibo items. And this table is a welcome Mimo update item, and this chair. But yeah, I still kept the theme of her house. She likes tea. She's Tia. She's a teapot that's been transformed into a walking, talking, living creature. Kind of like, you know, a certain Teapot in Beauty and the Beast. There are a lot of references to fairy tales. This is my magical and fantasy town, so a lot of fairy tale references and magical references. And here we've got Drago's house. And he's a dragon, so he hoards his gold. And that's just what he does. Oh, Luna has met Drago. So he's got lots of gold, and then of course, he's got his food. But yeah, he's his treasure and someone guarding it. So a clearly hacked house, if you can't tell. He doesn't naturally have the gold wallpaper and floor. And Ruby, you're supposed to go in your house. I was thinking about you, and here you are. Okay, it's funny because Merlin says it's actually the smallest. Merlin, can you go in your house, please? So, over here you got some more clothes that you can pick up. I'll leave you to discover what it is yourself. And then we've just got another beach, another very simple beach. Decorated the same as the other one. Like I said, I'm not that good at beaches. If you're going to skip a part of my dream towns, feel free to skip the beaches. So here's Phoebe's house. I had the weirdest feeling I'd run into you, and here you are. Dreams are so sick. Fire! So, Phoebe is a phoenix. They rise from the ashes, they burn, they rise again. So, she's got a lot of fire in her house. Let's see if Ruby went. Nope, Ruby's not going in her house. Okay. So here we have Mira's house. Mira's house is one of my favorites. It took me a long time to come up with what to do with her house. So Mira is Mira is Sailor V. If you're not familiar with Sailor Moon, Sailor V is Sailor Venus's superhero identity before she teams up with the rest of the Sailor Scouts. So Mira is Sailor V, and I made her house to resemble the Moon Kingdom. So there's lots of Sailor Moon references in here. We've got Artemis and Luna, and then we've got Tuxedo Mask's Rose, and these mochi balls, I believe, that are made by the rabbit on the moon, as the legend goes. And so I like her house a lot. Never dreamed I'd run into you, dude. Star power. Because that's Sailor Venus's attack. Well, part of it. Couldn't fit the whole thing, but you know. So yeah, I love this house a lot. Oh no, Kiki came back outside. Kiki, I need you to go back inside. Ruby, are you inside? Ruby. Ruby, you're ruining everything. Okay, well, since Ruby's not going inside, I will tell you the lore behind Ruby. Merlin, as we will meet later, is a time-traveling musician. A time-traveling magician. And he works as like an actual magician when he comes to modern day, and he's a screwing this all up. He's a time traveling wizard, and he works as a modern day magician, like a trick magician, when he comes to modern day. And Ruby is a rabbit that he pulled out of a hat and refused to go back in. So her house has lots of references to magicians. It's got the card set and everything. So, just so you know. Hopefully Kiki will go back into her house after we visit Arthur's house. You are majestic. So this is Arthur's house. In the legends, Arthur is the king of Camelot, but Morgana is the queen. So they're brother and sister. They rule side by side. And this is his palace. And he has a picture of Daisy because Daisy's house actually used to be right where Kiki's is now. And they became best friends because they were always talking to each other. So Arthur's house is a little different from Morgana's, if you can tell. So over here, he's got his bedroom, and he's got some food out. So this started off as a this town started off as a response to BBC Merlin, which was a show I was really, really into, but had some issues with some of the writing choices. But basically this is supposed to be like a happy AU, or it was started out as. But that's why there are some references to the show, like this chicken. Okay, it's actually a turkey in the game, but it's a chicken because of the reference. But if you don't know the show, then it's just, you know, nice dinner set out. He's got a pupper, and I put over in here a chamber pot in this corner, because, you know, medieval times and everything. I don't know, I just like to include that little silly reference. And then here, we've got the gold room. Everything is gold. Not that he is cursed with the Midas touch, but I thought it would be a nice little reference. I'm a bit of a nerd, if you can't tell, especially when it comes to literature. But yeah, so everything in this room is gold, except for, I guess, Wisp lamp isn't really gold, but it's got gold touches on it. And then back here, we've got a throne room, and I'm panicking a little because I did not put back the second throne, so Morgana doesn't have a throne, only Arthur has a throne. Whoops! So I'm gonna touch this up and then re-upload the dream, I suppose, but I forgot that I had to come back to this room. But yeah, so this is the throne room. And there's supposed to be a second throne because, like I said, they rule side by side. And here's Excalibur, the sword in the stone, and the round table. Such a majestic round table for the knights. And this is just their little, you know, where all the business happens. And then upstairs, I had a lot of fun. I don't normally do clutter in my Animal Crossing rooms, if you can't tell, if you haven't noticed. But this is just a little attic space of all their things that they will need for adventuring and everything. All their extra armor, their extra weapons and everything. So it's just their attic space, but I had a lot of fun making it. It's fairly simple, but I like it. We've got some creepy statues. But yeah, so this is just storage space. And then downstairs, every medieval kingdom has to have a dungeon, right? So here we've got a dungeon. I provided a lamp if it's too dark for you, but it's supposed to be dark. We've got some lunch out for our esteemed guests. Don't worry about the skeletons, they're fine. Don't worry about the tortured man with half his skin ripped off. He's fine. And I like this one, it's like a ghost. So yeah, this is Camelot's creepy dungeon. And our current prisoner. Don't worry about the music, it's fine. Okay, Kiki better be in her house, please. Yay. I spent a lot of time redecorating Kiki's house, so I want to show it off. So this is Kiki's house. Like you said, she's a black cat. She's a witch's familiar, so I made her house very witchy. It started with this winged bat statue, which then turned into being like my favorite item to put in a lot of houses. I have it in the mayor's house of Possum as well. And no, maybe not Possum, maybe, but also in Reverie, because she's a little winter witch. So this is Kiki's house. It's got a nice fun little vibe, you know. Very different from her original house, which is full of like ranch furniture. But yeah. And here's Wendell. Wendell does have some custom designs for you, including like our town flag, which I made myself. Oh, the balloon's gonna ruin it. But the town flag of that dragon, I made myself. It's a lot of work. And then over here, we've got the orchards with all the perfect fruit. And here, we've just got a little forest area behind the town hall. And might not look like much, but every single flower was hand placed. I spent a lot of time on the flowers. It was actually one of the things I was working on the day I was the day I finished this. So this little forest behind town hall was just like really important to me, because when I first started playing the game, I had this area and I just liked to just like come here and walk around and not really do much of anything, just, you know, enjoy the mellow vibe of a forest. So that's why it's still here. And then we've got another lake up by the train station. And if you come down here, there's a path back two over here, but we're not going there yet. We're not going there yet, but we do have a clock and a little teacup that you can put your face in. If you come over here, there's a bit of a windy path, a little maze to Merlin's house. And this is where I usually have a costume change, because Merlin is a wizard and we have to dress for the occasion. So now we're a witch, and we can say hi to Merlin. You are magical. Maybe he wouldn't have said that if we didn't dress up as a witch, you know. So he's got this little stone tablet in a fairy circle. And this is his little house. So as I said, Merlin has story to him. He has lore. Well, they all have lore. But Merlin is a wizard. And this is his front room where you can come in and get a fortune told, get some potions. Basically, all you would expect to visit a forest wizard. But upstairs is a very different story, and downstairs is a very different story. This is kind of like his front room for what people expect to see, you know? But upstairs, this is his very messy living quarters. As I said, he time travels, and so he's got TV. He's the only one with TV in his house. The story of him time traveling came up because I would use his character slot as plot resetting. So I would have him in town, and then I would delete him for a while, and then he would come back. So I would just say he was time traveling, because back in the day when we plot reset, that was what we had to do. So he's got his old man wizard disguise up here, and Merlin's room is just very messy, and got a couple modern touches. And downstairs is his lab, where he does more sciencey things with his magic, with his potions. So this is where he does his experimenting and learning new things. And he's got a couple perfect fruit trees over by his house, because again, it's where all the magic is concentrated. And we come over this little rundown bridge to Gwen's house. Gwen has a lot of flowers outside her yard. This is my topiary garden, which I spent a lot of time on. But this is Gwen's topiary garden. Gwen loves flowers, and she has something to say. You are regal. So this is her house. She is just... So every room in Gwen's house has a different color theme. There's a lot of flowers in every room. She loves the flowers, but every room has a color theme, except for the basement. We'll see the basement. So, this is the white room. Just a nice little entry room. And then this is the pink and purple room. I had to use the harvest set. I love it. I love it. This is just like her little sitting room. Although I do wish the music didn't restart when you're going from room to room. Then this is a much more traditional, like, living room, parlor kind of thing. So this is the blue room. And you can sit down here. Be served a cup of tea from this wonderful, wonderful maid. And just enjoy. There's a little day sofa to lounge on. This is the green room. The blue and green room, I suppose. But this is just like, I just wanted to put as many plants as I possibly could in this room. So here we are. There's a little dragon. And then upstairs is the yellow room. It's just nice and bright and fun to, you know, look at. We got a little reference to a fairy tale here. And there's lots and lots of yellow. And I said the basement is very different. Well, this is Gwen's forge. In the BBC Merlin show, Gwen's father is the blacksmith, and I was just like, you know what? She needs a forge because she does learn a few things about blacksmithing from her dad. So I was like, you know what? We'll make it. So I had a lot of fun making this. We have all these, the ore to smelt and all these fireplaces and everything for the smelting. And, the tools to make all the weapons and all the different tools and everything. And, even her notes. So we've got a fireplace, and then when you take out the hot iron sword, you put it in the water. So that's why that's there. And the armor that she's made and everything. And there's some more crates of supplies. And even a fire extinguisher because accidents do happen. Accidents happen, okay? So yeah, this is her little forge, and I was really happy with this one. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to get just right, but I love it. And that's Gwen's house. Gwen, short for Guinevere. Okay, so Stitches is home, Fang is home, and I moved the town tree over here because I thought it fit. With the topiary garden and everything. So it's here. And Prince is not home. Where's Prince? Where did you go, Prince? Hello? Hello? Okay, so we've got this rainbow walkway as well. But I don't know where Prince is. Maybe he'll show up. Let's go visit Stitches. So I said that there was lore behind Stitches, and why there were so many stuffed bears in Morgana's house. It's because Stitches was her childhood stuffed animal, and when she was learning magic from Merlin, who is a bit of a magical klutz. She accidentally turned Stitches into a walking, talking bear. But it's super comfy to sleep in. I mean, aside from the hat, maybe. So this is Stitch's house. His house has not been redecorated much at all. Except for this skeleton. And it just amuses me because he always says like how much he loves his creepy skeleton and how important his creepy skeleton is to him, and I just had to leave it. But I thought the rest of Stitch's house was perfect as is for the most part, so I've only changed a couple items here and there, but I wanted to keep it as the kid theme as Morgana's stuffed animal from her childhood. Fang's house. It's one of my favorites. Fang's house. If you want to keep it PG, you wanna skip Fang's house maybe. But it's all within the realm of Animal Crossing. I haven't added anything to Fang's house. Just you walk in and there's immediately a naked man. Thanks, Fang. Never heard of it. Okay. But, so I gave Fang the statue thinking he would put it, like, behind his bed where the scarecrow is. He did not. He did not. So I just, you know, went with the theme of giving him more statues. And, seeing what happened. So that's all. That's the theme of his house. It's just Fang is a gay old man and he can do what he wants. And Prince is finally home. So Prince's house. How did you get here? Kiss me? Because he's the frog prince? Get it? So Prince's house, a bit of an odd theme. He has some of the Rococo furniture because he is a prince, but he's a prince from another land. So he's got a UFO, and he's got these mummies because, you know, why not? Why not? I actually didn't redecorate this house. One of my friends, before I could hack, one of my friends was kind enough to hack Prince into his town for me to adopt. And while he was in his town, he redecorated Prince's house. And, this was the result. I told him what to redecorate with, but I love it so much and I haven't changed it since. And here we are back at the beginning. So we're gonna have a seat on the town tree. Not that we can't see ourselves. We can't see ourselves because of Prince's house. I always forget about that. We have to sit over here. But I know this was a lot longer than my normal Dreamtown videos, but being my town and having spent 6 years working on this town, I wanted to go over every detail and explain a lot of this stuff. I'm sure I left out things as it is, but thank you for watching this video, for checking out Camelot, I'm really proud of this town, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next week for another Dreamtown video. In the meantime, reminder that I do stream on Twitch 4 times a week, and we're doing Happy Home Designer on Saturday nights now, if that's something that you're interested in. Check out the rest of my Dreamtown videos, including Dreamtown number 10 and Dreamtown number 20, where I visit 2 of my other towns, Reverie and Possum. And I will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. You're wonderful, and I adore you. Goodbye.